I don't think that overworking is productive in any sense. I think that overworking is just a form of self sabotage. I feel like sometimes I chase these goals that I have so hard that I have this tendency to just overshoot them. My mind and body ends up breaking itself down before I can even see the original goal through all the way to the end, and I end up getting distracted with other like side quests or whatever you want to call it, when really I should just be focusing on this main goal, and then that leads to this like creative burnout or whatever you want to call it. And I think, and it's these like weird short spurts of super high energy where I can every day for 2 weeks I can edit for 8 hours and work out and go for a run and do all these things. And it's definitely like a negative thought process for me to think that, because then I try and take these massive steps every single day, and if I don't hit a new PR every day, it's wasted. Or if I'm not, checking these big boxes off, the whole day is wasted and I will lose sleep, and it's not a good way to think about it. Rather, I should be taking small sustainable steps every single day, and every single day trying to like move that needle forward just in any possible way I can, because I don't need the unnecessary feelings of being overwhelmed with chasing these insurmountable goals and then only giving myself 2 days to hit it. It just doesn't make sense. I mean Rome wasn't built in a day or whatever. That's stands true today. How much easier is it to just, hey, we can't build Rome in the day, maybe we can pave the street though, and we can take these bite-sized pieces every day, and then over the grand scheme of time, all those things get done, and you find yourself sitting in the future that you had hoped for. Making these small steps of progress is just, it's so hard for me because I have this gut feeling that if I don't check these big things off every day, I'm underworking. And it's just not true. The reality is that even if I just edited for a little bit, pushed a video out, played with my cats for a little bit, went on a walk or a run, and put some laundry away, like I made progress. Those are all good things to do throughout the day, and that's a good productive day. That's not something to beat yourself up over just because you didn't have a video that got 1 million views or something. It's you have to have those normal days so that you can have the really good ones, so you can go out there and have the big shoots and go crazy and give your best effort. Even like in psychology, we understand that there's these negative side effects that come with being overwhelmed. Your prefrontal cortex will literally become fogged up, and your brain doesn't work as well as it should in that area when you become overwhelmed and when you're overworking yourself. And that literally just makes you lose your ability to critically think and have this great memory recall that as humans you have. So what's the point of working for 14 hours a day every day for 7 days a week and no days off and hustle, grind culture, when you could be getting just as much done if you curated 4 hours of your day towards that movie or towards that project that you have. Editing Ricky here. I totally forgot to bring up the main idea that I was planning on bringing up, which is that you possess the ability of neuroplasticity. You're able to form new neural pathways and break old ones and create these new habits that can lead you to success, but you can't just override your brain's ability to do that. You can't just overwork your brains. You can't overclock your brain with caffeine to try and remember something better, or to try and like have better habits or something. You have to listen to your brain and follow its instructions to receive the benefits of having the ability to use neuroplasticity. I don't know how to say that, but yeah. You have this tunnel vision when you start working so hard that you lose sight of what really matters. It's just this form of self-sabotage. And why do we see it worn as this badge of honor, and other people applaud it with hustle culture and stuff, when it's not a good tactic for getting things done. It's not a good way to be successful. You go look at the most successful people in the world. Like, that's not the way that great things get done. This is just a tactic and you probably won't like this, and I don't like this either, but overworking tendencies we have is just a habit that we've set out to run away from the even feelings of imposter syndrome or self-hatred or not doing enough, that you end up bypassing your need for rest. Your body calls for it, and you push it away like a little like whack-a-mole game, and you just no, not today, not right now, no. And then you just like never get the rest that you need. And it's so hard to understand, but it's so necessary to understand that rest is not an optional thing, and it's not something that you can just outwork. You can't just outwork not resting. You are human, and by nature you are demanded to rest. You have to rest in to be able to be productive. That is a part of productivity, is rest. And I like to think of this like working out. Like today we have the deepest understanding of muscle hypertrophy that we have ever had as humans, obviously. And if you went and found the biggest guy you know or the smartest people you know and you asked them like, oh, how many days should I be working out? 4, 5 days a week. Like you need 2 or 3 rest days. Not because maybe you don't, not because these guys don't want to train on that day, but because you receive more benefits by not training 3 days a week and just allowing yourself to rest. Your mind is the same way. You cannot treat one thing this way and the other the complete opposite. It just doesn't work that way, and it's so important for you to grasp this. Even in my personal life, it's so hard for me to sit down and really edit a video. Sometimes it'll take me 2 hours just to warm up to it, to really start moving a timeline around. And it's really hard to get into that flow, and I think that flow is fragile. It's not easy to get into that state, but it's super easy to fall out of it. And the only time I really don't face this is when I come home right after I'm done shooting a project and I sit down and edit right now. I sit down and edit when I still have the project on my mind and I'm still recalling what was happening and what I wanted it to look like. Man, if I wait 2 weeks and wait to edit it, it might take me 6 hours, 12 hours. When if I do it the same night, it might take me 2, just because that is my most optimal state for creativity. And it's important to remember that you cannot white knuckle creativity. You cannot force creativity upon yourself. It needs to come naturally. I can't set up a time every day that I want to edit or that I want to film or that I want to do this YouTube stuff. I can't do that. I can't do that at 10 a.m. every day because my brain doesn't work like that. I need to do it when I can. And when my body calls for it, when my body calls to be creative, I need to do something creative. And when my body calls for rest, I need to be able to rest. I need to be able to take a break. You need to listen to what it is that you need. If it's rest, then your body needs to rest. If you're eager and you feel creative, you need to go do a spec project or you need to go edit or something. And if you can't keep up with all this work, put systems into place that can help you not be as stressed and overwhelmed by it. And above all, you need to find your comfort in the Lord. Above all, you need to know that this is not a journey that you walk on alone. And you cannot complain of the tasks the Lord has given you because they are yours to do. They are your tasks. They are nobody else's, and you cannot complain about what the Lord has given you to do. So how are you helping yourself to recover mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually even? And I think that I get this wrong many times, and you probably do as well, where you chase this goal just unrelentlessly and you end up crashing or quitting in the way of you end up either crashing the project and it doesn't go the way you wanted it to go, or you just quit and you just like, this is just too much. I can't do this anymore. And then you kind of use that as evidence to demonstrate how much of a failure you are and why it won't ever work. And you use that to keep yourself up at night, and you just go on in this vicious cycle of things not working. But this isn't failure. This is just because you're a human. That's how these things go. You're making a plan with no support system, no actionable goal. You're setting yourself up for failure. And that failure, coupled with this self-sabotage of overworking, is where we get it wrong. You have to find a balance within the work you are given, but you cannot complain about it.